want to thank Inside Lacrosse and the Baltimore Ravens organization for hosting us here today. It's just been a very professional venue, a great event. We're excited to be a part of it. And they've treated us very well from start to finish. And just want to thank those guys to start. And then, going on to our team, just excited about the way we played. I think we demonstrated a tough and gritty style of lacrosse. We really tried to play as fast as we could, get up and down the field, and play a Cornell style. And I think for the most part we did that. I think we're extremely disappointed that we weren't able to come out of this with a win. But we talked constantly, especially early in the season, about taking steps in the right direction and continuing to develop as a team. And I think we did that. Especially the 8 seniors that stepped up for us in a leadership role out of Rob Pennell's injury. I think they've done a wonderful job in practice preparing us. Our coaching staff, Coach Rakowski, Coach Richards, and Coach Whitting, put together a great game plan, focused our guys on a short week of preparation, and I think our guys battled for 60-plus minutes, which is our goal. So very disappointed not to get a win, but excited about the effort that we showed today from start to finish, and looking forward to getting into our all-important Ivy League schedule.
Questions?
Coach, your offense was very opportunistic today. Not necessarily a lot of scoring opportunities, but when they were there, you both made the right shots.
Yeah, I think our offense played well. I think we tried to establish a presence in the offensive end and put some pressure on them. I think they ran a lot of zone, and they really slowed the tempo of the game down. And I was proud of the patience that our guys showed. We really preached that in practice and preparation for that zone. So I think we probably could have sank a couple more shots. But overall, I think we did a very good job in the offense end.
Ben, going forward, do you have to develop a quarterback for the offense, or is it going to be a share by committee thing where you approach creating offense with whoever's got the best opportunity at that time?
Yeah, I think that's more the philosophy, more of that team, selfless mentality. I think we have 6 quarterbacks on the field. I think Matt Donovan, Stephen Mock, and Connor English all are capable of being quarterbacks at the attack. And then in the offensive end, guys like Chris Langton, Max Van Burgundy, and Roy Lang, J.J. Gilbane, Scott Austin, all of those guys are capable of running our offense and exploiting matchups. So we're really trying to focus on balance and taking what a defense is going to give us and capitalizing on the opportunities that we're able to generate.
Matt, what was it like as a freshman coming in and playing in an NFL venue against the defending national championships?
It was phenomenal. This was the most prepared for a game I think I've ever been. I think our coaches did a tremendous job of scouting Virginia, and I didn't really, it didn't really, have that much of an impact like the crowd. Once you start playing, you just do what you did in practice, and it's not that much different. But it was really fun. Just wish we could have had a better game.
Question for Matt and Andrew. How much, hypothetically speaking, how much would the game have been different, do you think, if Rob were?
Donnie, you want to start?
This whole week of practice, we've had some experience with playing without Rob. Obviously, he's a tremendous player, arguably one of the best in the country. With Rob, I think it would have been a different game, but we gotta look past that. He's out for an indefinite period of time, so we gotta get back to practice and work on playing without him.
I think the main thing you lose with not having Rob on the field is kind of the leadership position he brings. And as our sole captain, he does carry a lot of weight in the leadership department, but I think our seniors have done a very good job of stepping up and kind of grouping together and leading us through these tough times. And we can play without him. We've proved that before, and I think we just have to keep doing what we are capable of doing.
Andrew, what do you and the defense draw from this game going forward?
Obviously, our goal is always to get under 8 goals a game, and we failed that today. But I think there were times where we really did play phenomenal defense. Mike Bronzino was all over Steel Stanwick. I think he had one kind of garbage goal. Thomas Keith, Jason Noble were great up top. I can't name everybody, but I think everybody was fantastic. And I think just moving forward, we proved that we can play a team game for 60 minutes. Now we just need to play for 60-plus minutes.
And Ben, asking Roy to play as much short defense as you did, does that impact how much you can play him on offense, or is it just a kind of a shuffle game of matchups?
I think it depends on the game. I think Roy brings so much to us at both ends of the field, but particularly in the defensive end, allows us to be athletic, to cover some guys that maybe otherwise exploit matchups on other teams. And I think one of the things that he really does well for us is spark transition offense, getting him the ball and allowing him to clear the ball and generate. He's just a phenomenal athlete, so he can go all day. I think what we want to do is keep our guys fresh and rotate them. But you know, Roy, as a senior leader, you know, has accepted being a jack of all trades. You know, he's on just about every face-off. He's going to play a lot of defense for us. He's going to play some offense for us. Depending on the matchup, you know, he may score a lot of goals or he may not. I think his impact can be seen and felt more outside of the stat sheet than a lot of guys, you know, on other teams.
Coach, can you describe what it looked like from the sideline that game-tying goal by Max on the rebound off the play?
You know, I have to take a look at the film, but it looked like it rebounded and Max was in, you know, the right spot, in the balanced spot in the offense, and you know, he made a head of play, jumped up, got a piece of that ball, and redirected it right in an open net. And you know, we talked to our guys in the breaks and in the timeouts about, you know, relying on the fundamentals and making singles. And we didn't need any home run plays, but just to chip away and generate, you know, one stop at a time, one ground ball at a time, one goal at a time. And he was in the right place at the right time, and probably by design in terms of the balance of our offense. So it's just a big time play by a big time player in that situation.
Any other questions, guys?
Coach, when you speak to the play of Connor English, just down 8-5, scores back-to-back goals, kind of
sparked us in the second half there. Did a great job. And you know, Connor's he's evolving as a player, and you know, I think he's done a wonderful job. He's bought in the whole way. As a guy who came in just this spring, and we're trying to, you know, bring him along gradually. And the injury to Rob, you know, forced our hand a little bit, and I think he's capable of doing that, and we were thrilled for him and to have that type of spark in the second half there to bring us close. Just, you know, taking advantage of the opportunities that he has, you know, and I can't say enough about the way that he's meshed with our team and the way that he's come in and instantaneously become a member of our junior class, you know, and his family. And you know, Connor is a very respectful young man. He works extremely hard. He's yes sir, no sir, very coachable, and that's why we love him. You know, I think he's definitely found his home here.
Coach, can you describe the difference early in the game when you've gone from playing teams like Binghamton to playing a team like Virginia? Did you feel that difference in competition early in the game? And what does a team like Virginia do to prepare you for your Ivy League schedule?
Well, I think they're just so athletic and talented. I mean, they're the consensus #1 team in the country for a reason, and that's a big reason why we're fortunate enough to have them on our schedule to prepare us for that Ivy schedule. But I do think that, you know, early games, and we got a late start in the Ivy League. We're restricted in the Ivy League to start until February 1st, and then, you know, having our first game snowed out and you know, canceled due to weather, postponed our start as well, and it was a little sloppy early on, but that's to be expected. You know, I think the season is a journey. It's not about, you know, any one particular game or any one result. It's about growing as a team, changing and finding out what we have, and guys developing and guys stepping up. I mean, I don't think at the beginning of the year anyone expected to be playing without Rob Pennell, but we find ourselves in that situation, and I think our guys are responding well. So we came into this game knowing that we can compete with anybody in the country, including Virginia. We wanted to use our athletes and our two-way guys and get up and down, and I think, you know, Virginia slowed the tempo down with their zone defense, and they were very patient, and they were able to grind out a win. And credit to their coaching staff and their team, you know, for doing that. But I think it's phenomenal preparation for us moving into what we feel is the most important section of our schedule, and that's the Ivy League.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about your long balls, especially in the second half? You guys seem to be pretty successful in locking off adjacents towards the latter portion of the game. How critical is that in leading the comeback?
Very critical, you know, and I think we've got some pieces that we can move around, and some flexibility, and some guys that can play up top and down low, guys that are able to play against attackmen or midfielders. Same way we have midfielders that can play against, you know, middies or down on attackmen. So I think our poles are great, and they're young. You know, we have a core of juniors with Mike Bronzino and Jason Noble and Thomas Keith, and then Tom Freshour as a sophomore, and Jordan Stevens as a freshman. Those guys get a lot of time, provide us with athleticism, and they provide us with the ability to be multiple on defense, to frustrate some offenses. So I think we're just starting to scratch the surface of our ability and our you know, our capabilities in the defensive end.
Andrew, just one more for you. I guess at the end of regulation, you have to stop on a flurry of activity. Steel Stanley come from behind. Maybe describe what you saw there, and then also you had to feel momentum on a 3-0 run at that point.
Yeah. I mean, Bronze and Stanwick had been going at each other all day. I heard them jawing. I knew that Stanwick, I mean, obviously wants, he's their star player. He wants the ball in his stick the last possession. So I kind of just held the pipe. I was lucky enough to catch part of it with my knee, and I think we had the momentum. We just couldn't carry it through.
Anything else, guys?